Hello and welcome to more Player Unknown Battlegrounds. Solo, straight solo indeed. Well, it might have been a little early. Maybe won't get to the proper, or not the proper, the usual buildings I'd go for on this one. A few friends around us. We're going to need to do a proper dive, I think, or they're going to get down too quickly. I'm going to come to one of these earlier bits, I think, rather than trying to get over with the attempt to simply get a weapon quickly. Oh, there's a fair few people here, isn't there? So I'm aiming for that door just there. You got anyone else coming to this bit? Yes, we do have other people coming to this bit. Very close to this bit. So this could prove exceedingly short, especially when the door doesn't want to open. Pistol isn't quite the first thing I would like to see. So I don't think this is going to be a overly extensive run. I really like a gun. That's that's funny. And a shotgun. Oh, we still got one of them. Yeah. I was hoping they were all gonna go to the slightly closer in the middle of the base there, and we'd have at least a moment to find a proper weapon. Ah, well. Still, a kill with a pistol, even if it's from the side. Reasonably happy with that part of that exceedingly short little game. So I'll wait a moment and pop another one. I'll wait for it to notice and show up. Pity. Better weapon would have made that a bit quicker, I suppose, but someone walking up behind you with a shotgun. Really surprised the first shot didn't put us on the floor anyway. Even if we did have a decent jacket there. Well, jacket, vest, same thing, you know what I mean. Where's the... There we are. I want all of it. Give me all of the green ammo. Yeah, man. Fit it on. Is it 100 or is it just however much you feel like putting in? 100, yeah. That's ridiculously tight, considering. Like there's grouping on that. Not probably use these either. As you may tell, I don't tend to go for crates on most runs. That's remarkably tight grouping though, considering it's a chunky old machine gun. Right, where do we go? Could we wait really ages and go back into the same place? Don't know. Even if you survive the initial bit, you still got, or usually speaking anyway, you still usually have a fair distance to then shift. Maybe we drop in the Pachinki. Is it Pachinki? Is that how it has? Yeah, it looks like Pachinki. Here's the pronunciation. It probably isn't if you wanted to speak it in the actual proper manner of whatever it's supposed to be, but that's the sort of... well, we got straight outside. That was a bit early. Clipped the key before meaning to. Ho-hum. Still, somewhere has a selection of buildings. Quite well have other people with me. Dive it a little further, get a bit of speed up, try and get another good release. That's not bad. Now they are, would appear anyway, going to that. So we have some to our left. So sort of left, you know what, east-ish. There's no one obviously on the same cluster. It says with that one quite possibly doing just that. Wait, not a weapon in the middle. There's a weapon there. Swap a weapon. It's getting concerning. Is there no upstairs? There is no upstairs to this building. That's a problem. Right, so I don't know where that guy who was relatively close went. He could have gone in either direction, and I would have to say personally, I would have gone in this direction if I were them. So, time to be at least a bit cautious, or maybe not so much cautious, but pay attention to what's going on around us with ears, if not eyes, for the moment. This is not really giving me a lot here, is it? To that building and then onwards. It's got the basics, I suppose, but no proper weapon still, which is a bit concerning when we know there are people close, if not in the same cluster. They were only one over. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that to work well. Damn. So, 2 short runs. Let's keep it going. Admittedly, hitting right click and zooming in the middle of that wasn't actually intentional, and it wouldn't have helped. We might have landed the following shot without that wibble on the view, which you never know, could have been enough to drop him. But still, it's might-ofs. Not finding a proper gun, only having a pistol is pretty much the main issue with that little firefight. But still, landing better shots would still also win it anyway, as we open fire first. A couple of rounds in the face would probably have worked just as well, I would expect, as I believe the helmets are directional, similar to some other bits and pieces. So, oh, we've got a guy with the, has he got the funny coat? Yes, he looks like he has got the fully hooded coat. So, yes. Accuracy as ever amazing. Considering he was standing only a couple of feet away and half of them didn't seem to miss. Maybe it's just the revolver's sort of hiding some of it. I'm not sure, because I would have expected those to hit. It might just be the revolver barrels sort of getting in the way of some of it if it dropped marginally. Yep, anyway. We could go back there, have another short one maybe. It's a little bit further over, might get a few less people actually dropping it. And do the similar sort of idea. I could drop around this bit, and then there will definitely be people I would expect coming into this bit. And I think we might try that option instead, with the proviso of aiming for a bridge or bridge overlook if we survive or find appropriate equipment. Forward thinking, I know, considering our previous few runs there, but it's a possibility. Remote, maybe, but it's a possibility. Also, with the amount of other locations around, we might get lucky and not have anyone on top of us. So, some to our northwest, so one other on top of us, certainly. Let's go into this one. Who's coming for us? Yeah, I haven't found anything, so I am not going to engage in a fist fight with you. However, I may go for you if I find a weapon, which I haven't, which is not good because he knows which building I'm in. Come on. That's what we want. Let's see if he's still in there. I'm not sure. There's a hell of a lot of fences here, aren't there? Well, we know he's around here somewhere. It's just exactly where. Is he grabbed and run? No immediate footsteps. So he's gonna have a proper grenade. He's in there, but I don't want to get too close as he got a bloody shotgun. Let's circle it, see if we can get a window shot on him. I haven't watched the door for long enough. He could have come out. Don't have a grenade, or I'd use that. Being a little sneaky bugger. Ain't coming in there, mate. Ow. What was that? Just. Like the final bullet or so got you. Okay. I was going to say, I did have some rounds off of his body there. It was a little noisy and we've lost a bit of time there. But we did win it, which in the end is all that properly matters. Those two on, in case we are able to find some more bits. Could use a bit more ammo for either of the weapons, or another weapon, depending on what did I do there. Oh, not quite the idea I was aiming for. Admittedly, we didn't pick the ammo up for the pistol, that's that issue. Ooh, is that a... No. Tricked me. I was hoping it was a car. Come on. Right, you're fine. This gives us enough for a clip for you, at least. No. Let's go to the shack bit, as that's completely not done so far. Ooh, that's a bit better. Right, what do we want here? I do like the shotgun. We don't have much ammo, so I think that is the route we're going to go. Maybe we do just keep the pistol we currently have. Put that back on. Well, probably have had health around. Just haven't picked anything up. No. So this one I have checked properly. This one I haven't. Had a skim through, but not a proper look. Same with this one. Really could use that health type find. If only we'd come in here straight away. Got 9s. We're not using the 9s at the moment. Put a quick draw on and one of those. Is that we missed a level 2 as well. We were a bit on the hasty side there then earlier. Another level 2 pack. It's fine. So I don't think I've done this building properly. Or maybe I have. I'm getting a bit turned around. I've grabbed the smoke grenade, but yeah, I think I have done this one as well, haven't I? At least to a passable extent. We have an extended, thank you very much. Right. We need to move onwards. Yeah, I think we just move to the next cluster. The amount of shooting going on, unless they've moved to it since, we might not have anyone here. Else they would have, I would have thought, either shot me as I was continuously running around re-looting the houses, or something along those lines anyway. I had a thought there, it wandered off midway through. Put you on for the moment. You are useful at short range. Well, it's something health related. May take the risk on not popping it just yet, on the hope that we shall find a proper health item and then use it to just pop us off at the end. I don't think it will do enough to make a significant difference if that is all we have, if we end up in a firefight in the next few moments. So extended quick draw, that's much more friendly. So normal hat, nothing. Oh, 2 times. Right, swap that straight up. Still retains some short range utility over some of the better distance scopes. Bandages, I suppose. Keep in mind what we're properly looking for here. No more bandages, let's skip. No, just some papers, right? Onwards, next house. Inclined just to try and finish off the cluster of buildings before using what bits and pieces we're able to find. It's 12k. Yes, I think we will. And lets us more fully. Is that going to be enough? I'll grab another set. We've got some bag space to accommodate it. But yeah, I do like the double barrel for full-on damage, but yeah, the utility of having extra rounds and extra rounds that fire quickly is significant. And then it's just a micro Uzi. Right, so I want that one. So what of this don't I need at the moment? I don't need 762, and I'm unlikely to need 762. Have one more building. I can continue to risk not healing up on the off chance we find a first aid kit, which would be more useful than taking 3 hours using the bandages we've found. No, we're going to have to take 3 hours with the bandages. Right. Oh, better hats. So what direction do we want to move in? This isn't the best place to do this, is it? But I want the map to pop. Okay, so we want to probably move inland in a general manner. So not necessarily so that we will be within the circle on the next one necessarily, but it will mean we have less distance to move following that. Right, and pop the drink. I know what button that is. I don't actually have to do that. I need to remember which way round those ones go. The med kit, first aid kit, and bandages. So we are admittedly still in the circle. We could go to that, but I think we want to take a look at that one first. So half the general population has gone. So we've got an open door, shut door. It's extremely open, this bit. It's not a good thing. This is a bit silly. Running across an open field with no cover between us and the buildings. So, no movement from around and about. Swap. No, that's not swapping to the one we were aiming for. That's swapping to the one we were aiming for. No noise. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's worth going through the buildings or not with them already looted. However, the side to that is they may still be in one of them, and I don't really want to put them behind us either, if that is the case. So the other point about this is as much to potentially check for people as for better equipment options. Really? Yeah, a little bit quiet, a little bit listening out for anything. It's not guaranteed. They could just be sneaky or sneaking, or patient and standing still, waiting for me to simply walk out in front of their weapons. So we got the only concern is we're going to be far north. That's about my only proper concern on what might end up happening. So even that building's open. So the chance of finding stuff, I would have to feel, is pretty slim. One more shotgun shells. I have enough, thank you. Well, sort of enough. That was just my own. Or they stopped moving immediately afterwards. Got some more bandages as we pretty much used all the other ones up. Quick draw on. Yeah, I'll even pick up a few more bandages. So maybe they haven't cleared out all of this. So I only... Was that just the artillery, or was that something else as well? I've just been the artillery. hitting something instead of otherwise. You know, our only real concern at the moment is health-based items. You can make, in a manner of speaking anyway, a short scope and bits work. Is that another? Ooh, that's useful. Yeah, as we were saying, a short scope, that isn't a short scope. Which also makes me feel this building at least hasn't been cleared. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Definitely not, I don't think. Right. Gonna keep the shotgun. Do I need any of the bits of this? Yes, I want that piece and this piece. And these two swap over. Now I know we're then ditching a chunk of ammo, but we'll put up with that, as this one will do a darn sight more for us at range. Also reload this one, give the extra few bullets in. So we do need to move now. It's not too far out, that's a good thing at least. I'm going to grab the extra ammo, which I'd sort of... Ooh, that's a hell of a lot of ammo. I think that will probably do us, realistically. Let's pop the energy drink. And no, we've not got a huge amount. So let's move onwards. So I want to get inside the circle. I'm relatively comfortable. I know we don't have any. Maybe we do have a quick skim for even like a flash hider for the sniper. I know it's not as powerful as a car, admittedly, but there is still something to be said for the clip and repeated fire possibilities that entails, especially when you've got my level of amazing accuracy. So what do we actually have here? Reasonably small circle, 38 people. That's okay. We've got a couple of scope options. We've got no peripherally attachments for it, admittedly, which is a pity. But timing wise, I think we need to move up a bit, find some cover, and see what we can do, or see who we can see. So we've got something behind us. Oh, that was a bit less clean than I would have liked. Where's this body gone? A little bit too quick there. But we got him, and he's got a couple of bits that I quite like. Anything else that's actually of any use? Grenades are of use. What do you got? Oh, maybe I don't have any of one of those. We will grab that as well. Right. Need the health, even if we're not in the best of positions. That's the word, positions. So we did just about catch that. I do wonder if he'd not so much been moving up behind us, but was in amongst those buildings and then came out along with us. Now, this isn't really a big enough bush to do this properly, but I'm doing it more for a bit of distance visual cover than anything else. Also, that's Admittedly, we did hit him a couple of times before, so maybe the car would have taken him out with those shots, but there's also one occasion as to why I like the clip and semi-automatic fire options of the SKS over... It's a bit... They both have their good points, and they both have things which the other one does better. So... But I do feel like if we were using a car instead of the SKS, we probably wouldn't have been successful with that one. And also, if we'd have still had the M4, we probably wouldn't have been either. So how far? Bit of a movement. There are people ahead of us. So at 29, that is still fair. No, fair. Words are difficult. There's a fairly large number of people, considering. Now we are running across the middle of the field, so we are about as obvious as that chap was, which is its own concern. I'm not really feeling much of a better option at this moment in time. Is that... No, that was just... Oh yes, no there is, in the tree. So what? That direction, dead on the little compass point. There's a person over there, that's an annoyance. Alright. Shift. So we are noisy and we are visible, which is a concern, but we need to get a bit more movement. I might drop to the floor here, to be honest. Actually, maybe not. Too far. Not for the amount of time we have. There, someone else shooting at us. And we don't have a huge amount of stuff to heal that. I also don't know exactly where they are. Just use a couple of bandages for the moment. Now, I didn't see where that was beyond the fact I think it was our left. So we're going to take a run and I'll have a look that way, but I don't hugely foresee us doing well, as I don't know where that was coming from, and they are still there somewhere. Some shots from above us, in front of us. So we shall hope the wheat hides us here for a little while. It can do. It just depends a bit on what sort of exact distance those people were at. Those people, that person, it's most likely to be a single person, as it is a bloody solo match. So again, fair bit of movement needed, lots of field space. I'm going to keep moving then. My main concern being where that bloody set of shots came from. I would expect the left. There's a person over there, isn't there? Can we make this work? Probably not. No, I don't think it's... No. Probably should have been able to get a shot or two off properly there, but... Well, didn't do too well at that one. Took a little too long to try and actually get track of them again as I stood up. So, keeping an eye out for whoever else. So hopefully that chap was the guy who was shooting at us. In which case we don't have to worry about that having given us away too extensively. Where this sort of bit does. How much shifty? Probably a little too far to actually make this, aren't we? We're going to actually have to crouch it rather than crawl it. So, where's that? It's that direction. It's where it's sort of equalized between my headset. Yeah, no, we're going to need to move quicker than this. Not a happy bunny having to get up when I haven't been able to see people's locations, especially as there are a fair number of people around, realistically speaking. Over a dozen still. It's a lot of shooting. Try and get into that clump of grasses and then hit the deck. See what we can see. I don't know where that guy who was in those houses ahead of us has ended up going. Another large amount of movement required. That's again an irritation. So as such, we'll start it off immediately. But yeah, the guy who was in those buildings that I missed ahead of us. There's someone there, though. He got a kill bomb somewhere else, so there is someone else able to see this location. Annoyed with myself a bit there for not making the kill in an entire bloody clip. But still, the person is down. Is there someone by that bush, or is that just a shadow jiggling around? It might just be a shadow, I think. But there's someone, I think, left of us. I think that's where the other shot came from, but it's possible it wasn't. I don't think I can get close enough with this now. We are going to have to crouch it. So move in. And maybe reloading for, but it wasn't the best of ideas. So we're down to 8. That's at least something. But the concern is we don't know where else. That's not good. That was behind. 3 shots and 3 misses. Bloody hell. And so, if not good, we were doing relatively well up until that. 3 shots and 3 bloody misses with a shotgun. Jesus, one of them would have got it. Slight irritation with myself there.